need to talk about this supposed alien invasion that is coming in November again, folks, because I've seen some things recently that, let's just say I don't like where this is headed. I have a bad feeling about this. I have a very, very bad feeling about this. I feel like Han Solo in the Star Wars movies. Now, when I brought you all my first video on this topic, I told you guys that I don't think this is anything to worry about. That I think that this is basically fear-mongering or what have you. I wasn't really concerned about it at first. But by the time that I put out my last video on this topic, I straight up let you guys know that I had started growing concerned about this story. Not concerned because I believe aliens are invading in November, but I started growing concerned because the media was really pushing this story heavy. And the media is still pushing this story. I see little one-off articles and one-off little news segments about UFOs all the time. Often I don't even report on it. I don't make a big deal about it. I thought that this was something that we may see an article about and then we hear nothing else about it again. But continuously, every couple of days, they're putting more news out about this object that is slowly headed towards Earth that will be here in a few months. Now, the scientists who originally came out and made these claims that an alien ship or an alien probe was on the way, they have come out and they have doubled and tripled down on their claims, and they have provided all types of reasons as to why they believe this. If you haven't seen my previous videos, go check them out so you could hear all about it. So it was obvious to me that for whatever reason, the media is really wanting to push this story. And I find that very concerning because, look, people like me, people like a lot of you all watching this video, we research things, we dabble into things. We've heard about Project Bluebeam. For years, there's been talk about world governments faking an alien invasion so they can issue in a one world government. We've heard about theories about that and stuff for years. So a lot of us are kind of on edge. We have our eyes open and we are looking for signs that this may be happening soon. And I'm telling you right now, all the signs are there. Right now, as we speak, all of the signs are there. The media has slowly been kind of what I would call preparing people for either real aliens or fake aliens. They're preparing people for something related to aliens and UFOs. Okay? You see, they've done this slowly over the years. You know, growing up and even, in the 80s and 70s, there was always sci-fi movies about aliens, movies about UFOs, aliens. You couldn't flip the channel without seeing a TV show or a movie about space invaders. But more recently, we don't see as many movies and TV shows about stuff like that anymore, right? Because those movies and TV shows, while they entertained us, they were also being used to desensitize us and to get our minds ready for the idea of aliens. Now you don't see as many movies and TV shows because now they're openly talking about aliens and UFOs on the nightly news. They're openly talking about it in Congress. Okay? And it looks like we're headed slowly to disclosure or something along those lines. But we could be headed to something else far more sinister. No one really knows. But the media has been preparing people for a very long time. And now, we're witnessing like the next step in that preparation. We're seeing them openly talk about this stuff. And to see them constantly push this story about this ship that is on the way, it just makes you wonder, what do they have planned? Because from all of the research I've done, whatever plans they have for Project Bluebeam and faking alien invasions and stuff, those plans are not supposed to come into fruition until years from now. But I think the argument can be made that maybe they are fast-tracking these plans because I think too many people are waking up to what's going on. We're all too interconnected with the internet. We're debunking stories. You know what I mean? Like, they can't cover up stuff in the way they've covered up stuff before. It really feels like things are starting to crumble. The narratives are starting to be broken. People are starting to wake up to certain things. Not everybody, but a lot of people are. The lockdowns that happened in 2020, I think that woke up a lot of people. I think that we're seeing powerful people scramble right now because of a certain set of files and a list that may be released or may not be released. There seems to still be a cover-up going on there. So the elites of the world, they're kind of under pressure right now because there's only a few elites compared to billions of us. So they need something to control us again. So maybe they're fast tracking these plans that we thought were going to happen in, the future. Maybe they're fast tracking those plans until now. So I've been looking around for signs that the media is, desensitizing people and getting people ready for aliens or whatever. And it just so happens that as the media is pushing this story about the alien ship headed to Earth, all of a sudden JD Vance decides to go on a podcast and talk about how he's so interested in UFOs, how he wants to get to the bottom of UFOs, and that he's going to really start digging into UFOs now. And look, the timing of this is really suspect to me. Because you turn on the news, they're telling you there's an object headed towards Earth. The top scientists in America are saying there's an alien craft headed towards Earth. And now our vice president is on podcast talking about how he's so interested in UFOs. I don't know, folks. I think something may be going on here. Let's go ahead and roll this clip really quick.
There are stories that I am particularly focused on, in part just because you talk with your buddies about it. Like, I'm obsessed with the whole UFO thing. What's actually going on? What were those videos all about? What's actually happening? I haven't gotten to the bottom of it yet, but we're only 6 months in. We've been very busy. That's actually the August recess is in part me going to try to dive to the bottom of the whole UFO thing from last year. So
I mean, you got to have us back.
Okay, I'll let you know. I'll let you know.
We'll help you go through the whole Roswell situation and everything.
Yeah.
He's a big UFO guy. So.
I am. I've been to Roswell. I've done the tours. I've done the whole thing.
Did you see any aliens?
No, I saw the hangar where they were.
So at the exact same time that we have the mainstream media running, I don't know what you would call it, like some sort of a fear-mongering campaign about a hostile threat coming to Earth in November. At the same time that story is going on, we now have our vice president saying that in August, during the recess, he's going to try to get to the bottom of UFOs. He's going to be digging into the aliens and UFOs. The timing of this just seems really suspect to me. But, a lot of people, I understand, they're not taking these claims seriously. I don't necessarily take the claims that seriously either. Like, I don't think, and I have to keep saying this because some people don't understand, the point of these videos that I'm making about this topic, the point of these videos is not to scare you. The point of these videos is not to say that, oh, I think aliens are coming. It's kind of like the exact opposite. Don't get me wrong, what's coming is probably going to be scary. I'm not telling you that you shouldn't be afraid, but I'm not here to say, oh my God, the aliens are coming. This is totally real. All of this backs it up. That's not the point of my videos. But regardless of how seriously you may take this situation, Congress, they're having conversations about this. They're having conversations within Congress about this object. And they're even possibly hatching plans right now to have some sort of spaceship that we have out there just floating around Jupiter right now. We have a spacecraft that is out there floating around Jupiter. And they're talking about possibly using this spacecraft to kind of like change its course so it can maybe study this object as it passes by. There was talks of even trying to collide with the object. Yes, folks, I kid you not. There are discussions being had, and the discussions have already been had, about shooting rockets at this object, all types of stuff. And the latest thing is that they're talking about, using this spacecraft that is around Jupiter right now to, at the very least, try to study this object as it passes by. Right here, we have a post from Rep. Anna Paulina Luna. I'm urging NASA to extend the Juno mission to study Interstellar Object 31 Atlas. Thank you, Avi Loeb, for your continued dedication to exploring our universe. We must seize this opportunity for groundbreaking discovery. And there's all types of information here that you guys can read over. You can pause the video, read over all of this. They're talking about using fuel reservoirs to allow Juno to have a velocity push towards this object. All types of stuff, okay? So, at the very least, we have members of Congress taking this very seriously, or at least selling the illusion that they are. So this is not one of those one-off news articles that we can kind of maybe be fascinated by or laugh at in passing. No, there's something to this. There's definitely something to this. And there's definitely a reason why we're seeing all of this talk about aliens and UFOs in general. We know that they're getting ready for something. And now this seems to be like the next phase. We've gone past, oh my God, aliens and UFOs are real. We don't know where they come from. And we're now at the phase where, oh, hey, this object coming towards Earth may be an alien. And, maybe this time it's nothing, but maybe next time it is something. Or maybe the third time or the fourth time, who knows? But we're entering into a new era here, where they've already acknowledged that UFOs are real. They basically have already acknowledged that alien life is real. And now we're at the stage where they're going to just be floating the possibility of, oh, hey, maybe that's a spaceship coming to Earth, maybe not. And they're just introducing you to this idea because they have something planned in the future. And the only question really is whatever is coming down the pipeline, is it going to be real aliens? Or is it going to be fake aliens? Is it going to be the government trying to pull one over on us? That's really the only question here. Because whatever they introduce, whatever goes on between now and then, it all heads in that direction. The Vice President of the United States is not going on podcast to talk about his interest in UFOs and getting down to the bottom of UFOs for no reason. The mainstream media isn't running these stories for no reason. The top scientists aren't coming together and putting their reputation on the line to say all of this for no reason. There's money backing this. There's agendas backing this. There's something coming. Will it be coming in November? I don't know. But as you watch and you see these articles and you see these news segments and you see politicians saying this and saying that, understand there's a reason behind it all. There's a reason for everything. You guys let me know what you think about this, though, down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all very soon in the next one.